Weathershield matte paints are applied majorly in these areas: on the fence, exterior wall, on the concrete, and so many masonry areas. Because of that, there are three key ingredients in weathershield matte paint you have. Number one, in weathershield matte paint you have a UV resistant pigment for color retention. Now, still on pigments, there is what we call PVC versus binder volume. That's pigment volume concentration versus binder volume. Now, you know we have two types of pigment. We have the primary pigment, we have the external pigment, the calcium, and so on. Now, a good matte paint should have appropriate pigment concentration volume versus binder volume. Now, to give tensile strength and mechanical properties. Number two, weathershield matte paint should have a good binder to ensure durability and proper adhesion. All right, number three, a weathershield matte paint shouldn't play with additives like hindered amine light stabilizer, coalescent agents like diethylene glycol, propylene glycol, hexanol, and all those coalescent agents to make sure that the film formation property is good. And then there should be plasticizing properties too, so that this paint will be well adhered on the wall and stay for a longer time. Over the years, I've developed more than 9 different types of matte paint formulation, including interior vinyl matte paint, those ones that comes in 15 liters that can take over 190 to 350 square meters. I have developed weathershield matte paint that can stand the test of time, that can compete toe to toe with big giants like Dulux, Benjamin Moore, Pantone, and so on. So today we'll just be revealing the secret to one type of our weathershield matte paint. I want you to watch this. This is like a gift from me to you people. So just watch, learn, subscribe to the channel, like, and so on.
Okay, so we'll begin with water. Water, it's the medium in which every other thing is mixed through. It's like the vehicle that conveys every other chemical. So water is the major solvent used for this particular production rather. So we've measured the water, we are turning it into the mixing drum. Today we are not giving measurement of chemicals. If you want it, just drop a DM. This is Calgon. Calgon is a sodium hexametaphosphate salt. It's what will make the water soft enough, so that the water will be able to disperse, most especially pigment and other solid chemicals, but most especially it's pigment that is coming in. So water will be able to dissolve the pigment. And this is Genapol. Genapol is a non-ionic surfactant. They are non-ionic. That means they don't possess electrical charges, magnetic electrical charges. So they don't magnet, but they are friendly. Like they bring other chemicals together and mix them, making sure that they are well mixed. So they act as emulsifier, and then they also act as surfactant. That's help to reduce surface tension, so that as you are spreading the paint on the wall, the paint spreads very well with ease and without tension. So when you put Genapol will induce foam, and so you use defoamer to cut down the foam. That's the function of defoamer. So we are just to ensure that everything is appropriately measured, and this is how defoamer will cut down the foam. This foam are entrapped into the formulation. So if you leave it like that, it will show up on your surface. So it will show up in the surface, just like I said. So you have to defoam it properly. It's time to put our main pigment, titanium dioxide. Titanium dioxide helps to give the paint opacity strength. So the particular titanium dioxide I'm using here is Kronos. And Kronos has stronger UV resistance power. So to help to protect the paint from UV light degradation, UV degradation. So this is titanium dioxide being turned into the mixture. So we have to ensure that everything is mixed properly. It's homogeneously mixed, or everything is mixed well. Because if you don't mix it well, it will show up. So we are mixing. At this point in time, I think we have to add up the secondary, or should I say extender pigment. But we have to ensure that this one mixes very well with the previous formulation. So we are doing calcium carbonate. This one we are using ground calcium carbonate. There are some formulation we have that we use precipitated calcium carbonate, like well refined and optimized calcium carbonate. So this is ground calcium carbonate. In most of our formulations we use precipitated calcium carbonate. This is the normal ground calcium carbonate. So at this point in time, there is something we call PVC, pigment volume concentration versus binder volume. So this formulation carries the right pigment volume concentration, so that when you add up binder volume, it gives the right tensile strength, that improves the paint or the product how will I call it, improves the product mechanical properties. Yes, so when it stands on the wall, it stands very firm. So you have to go and do research on PVC, pigment volume concentration versus binder volume, when producing paint. So you need to have the right PVC versus volume of binder ratio. You need to have them, especially matte paint like this. You need to have the right PVC versus volume of binder ratio. So this is the major binder we are using. This is acrylic. This is Vesicle 7557. It's not the regular acrylic. It's a copolymer of normal acrylic emulsion and styrene acrylic. So it's a combination of the two types of acrylic, so it's a combination of two it's a combination of two polymers. So it's a copolymer, that's acrylic and styrene. This is a styrene acrylic. This particular acrylic belongs in the styrene family. So at this point, we have to mix and ensure that everything is homogeneously mixed together. That's what you have to ensure. If you don't mix it well, it will show up in your end product and you might not like it. So at this point in time, I think we have to add up Texanol. Texanol function both as a freeze-thaw stabilizer. During the freeze-thaw cycle, what Texanol does is that it stabilizes the paint or the product. So after Texanol, we also have to add up another coalescing agent or freeze-thaw chemical too. So Texanol performs coalescing agent function. It acts as a coalescing agent. It acts as a freeze-thaw property. It also gives the paint a humectant property, and it also helps the paint to retain color. That's what Texanol does. Texanol is a very important ingredient when producing paint like this. So after this, if you look through very well, you see the reaction. So after this, now we are adding propylene glycol. Propylene glycol too performs almost similar function with Texanol, but the fact is that they have different properties. So when you mix these properties, the two of them like this, it comes with a balanced gives a balanced strength to the paint. So after adding, you mix and make sure that everything is homogeneously mixed together, like I always tell you. So make sure that everything is homogeneously mixed together, then mix up properly well. So at this point in time now, we are going to add our plasticizer, which is DOP. DOP is diethyl phthalate. What DOP does is that it gives the paint, plasticizing properties, so that the paint will not easily peel off from the wall. So it increases the paint durability, the film, particularly the film durability. Film is the coated layer of a paint, so it increases or improves the film durability. It makes the film to be flexible and very durable at the same time, because it comes with plastic property that will be elastic enough to stand strong on your surface. So this is the major relogifier, or let me say the thickener. And what this do is to control, make the paint thick, and then control, the level of thickness you want, and the level of the level of fluidness you want. So it controls viscosity and fluidity. So, and the one we are using here is Natrosol. So you have to mix it into the formulation. So you have to mix it and ensure that everything is properly mixed, just like I always tell you. So at this point in time, we have to rinse the container a little and then add it up. So there's no quantity of water required to mix it. You can still decide that maybe from the beginning of the production, when you put your water, you fish some water out that you can use for thickening, or to mix your thickener, or you can still decide to just mix it separately before turning with maybe a separate water before turning it into the major formulation. The quantity of water is not that much. Just put in water that can mix it separately in a separate container before adding it. So at this point in time, we are putting our preservative. This is the in-can preservative. So what preserve the paint in the can? Because I know some persons were asking me, in-can preservative, how do you mean? This is what preserves the paint in the can. So this is ammonia. Ammonia here is used for it's used as a pH stabilizer, and some persons just feel like ammonia is a preservative. Ammonia actually is not a preservative, but the function ammonia does, it can, yes, it's okay to still classify as a preservative, but what it does is that it's a buffer solution. This is what it does is that it stabilizes the paint pH level. In basic science, we have 1 to 6 as acid, 8 to 14 as alkaline, while 7 is neutral. So most of the chemicals we just put here, they are taking the paint a little bit to the acid side. So we have to drag it a little bit to the side of weak alkaline for the paint to be okay. Now, if the paint is too alkalinic, sometimes you can add chemicals like citric acid to still stabilize it too. So this is antifungal. It's a fungicide and a mildewcide. In this part of the world, we call it EPW paste. So it's a fungicide and a mildewcide. It's what will help to preserve the paint to outside of the can, so that when the paint comes on the wall or on the surface, the paint will not give so much room for the growth of algae and fungi. So our production is almost set. As you can see, our production is almost set. So we just mix a little so that we just ensure that everything is properly mixed. Just mix it, and let it mix up with other chemicals that were added before, or that were previously added. So just mix it and ensure that everything is properly mixed. So at this point in time, I think we are getting ready. We're getting ready. So I don't know if I should say breakfast is served or whatever time you're watching, if it's lunch also. So this is Everglitter paint. Yes, our paint is ready. This is Everglitter paint. We do painting services, we do screening services, we produce, we do consultation services, we train people how to produce paint for a living. So you can always contact us. So this formulation If you want this formulation, our number is right on the screen. Contact us for painting, screening, training services. Thank
I
you.
know you've watched the video. I know the video gives you value. My name is Sam Ele once again. I remain your number one paint production professional in Africa. The only thing I can beg you, the only way you can pay me for this wonderful and awesome knowledge I'm giving you is to subscribe to the channel. And if you have any question, if you have any thoughts, if you have any concern, if you want to add up to something we've done, if there are some things you're not clear about, put your thoughts in the comment section. I will personally come down there and answer it. Please subscribe, turn on your notification bell, share this video, comment on it, and then subscribe once again, please. So thank you. I love you guys.